Hey guys, what's up? We're here with Jackie again for another episode of Mobilize It. Today we're talking about shoulder mobility and shoulder impingement. So Jackie, tell us, what is shoulder impingement?
So your shoulder consists of a few things. Your humerus bone, which is your arm bone, your shoulder blade, turn to the side, shoulder blade, and clavicle in the front. So they all come together, this joint right here, called your glenohumeral joint. So shoulder impingement is when the bony part of your shoulder blade comes up on the front, on the top, and impinges on the structures. Usually the rotator cuff, could be the biceps, when you move your arm overhead. So a lot of overhead athletes have pain when they lift their arm at the top. They feel it in the front. There's a few ways to test it. So if you could come sit here. You can do it actively and passively. So first you're going to take your arm and cross it on your opposite shoulder. And then I want you to lift toward the ceiling. If you have pain in the front, it's a positive test. You can do it passively. Have someone relax your arm like a noodle. Come across your body and internally rotate. You normally get pain, you have clicking, in the front. Or you can internally rotate and passively bring their arm up and then back down. So let's say we had pain with these tests. This one. It could be a few things. A lot of powerlifters and weightlifters have a lot of hypertrophy and activity in the front with the pecs, and a lot of inhibition in their posterior muscles like rotator cuff, rhomboids, lats, and traps. So it could be a problem from the front of the shoulder or the back of the shoulder. So you want to assess pec tightness. See if they have tight pecs. You don't. You can lay down on your stomach. See if their muscles, in the back are weak. So what you're going to do is you're going to squeeze your shoulder blade together. Bring this arm straight out to the side. Thumb toward the ceiling. And hold. Don't let me move you. So he's a little weak here. You can test the lower traps. Hold here. That's a little bit better. Good. So you want to do multiple things. You could sit up now. To stretch, stabilize, and mobilize the shoulder in that aspect. So first thing we're going to do is stretch. So we're going to stretch the posterior capsule in the back of the shoulder. So it's called cross body stretching. So what we're going to do is we're going to lay down.
Your back?
Yep, on your back. Okay. Normally you could do this on a table. You can do it on the floor. You're going to take your arm. We're going to do both sides, but say this was his affected side. Cross it over the front and use this arm to pull. You'll feel a stretch in the back here. You're going to want to hold it for 10 seconds, 10 times, and pull as much as you can. Do you feel it? And then relax. And then do 10 seconds, 10 times, both sides. You can do it standing. You'll see a lot of people like just stretching like this. Yeah, just like that. And then you can have someone also, because if you're stretching this way, so across this one and pull, and his shoulder blade's coming all the way up. So you want to try to keep this down as much as you can. You can have someone depress it and then pull so that it stays toward the surface on the ground and that you're not getting this motion. So next stretch we're going to do is called the sleeper stretch. It also stretches the posterior capsule for internal rotation. So we're going to have Joe lay down on his side. You're going to put your arm straight out in front of you so it's in front of your shoulder and bend your elbow. You're going to use your other hand to very gently push your hand toward the ground. You'll feel a stretch back here in the back of your shoulder. You can make it more aggressive by leaning more forward onto your shoulder or less aggressive by leaning backward. You can change the degree of shoulder flexion. So if you want it to be less aggressive, you move it kind of closer to your body. And then the most aggressive would be 90 degrees and then back down. You want to hold that 10 seconds, 10 times, both sides. Next thing we're going to do is a little shoulder distraction with banded mobilization. So we're gonna use a thick-ish band. You wanna have as least pull as possible. So you wanna thread your hand through, good. Thumb toward the ceiling. You wanna kinda sit in a deep squat, and then you're gonna have the shoulder, you'll feel a gentle pull on this area of the shoulder. You kinda wanna hold it for 2 minutes. Just a gentle pull. Now we're gonna work on stabilizing the shoulder. So you wanna stabilize a lot with the posterior aspect of the shoulder. So first we're gonna do is band pull aparts, which activates rhomboids and middle trap. So you're gonna hold the bands out in front of you. You can hold a little bit closer for more resistance when you pull out. Squeeze your shoulder blades together and pull apart. You wanna activate everything in the back here. So turn to the side. You want to do 3 sets of 15. So next we're going to work on the rotator cuff a little bit. We're going to do some external rotation at 90 degrees for a lot of the overhead athletes who need to stabilize up here. So we're going to have you kneel down.
Does it matter which knee?
Yeah, so kneel with, if you're going to do this one, kneel with that knee.
Okay.
So other knee.
Oh.
Yeah, good. You're going to hold the band in front of you. First, you're going to start out with a row. You want it to be kind of tight. So you're going to squeeze your shoulder blade together, row, and then externally rotate at the top. And you're going to hold it for 5 seconds to try to stabilize this muscle. They're very small. They don't need a lot of force, so stability is important, so static holds is good. And then come back down, and then come forward. Row, externally rotate. And then back down. Activating the muscles in the back of your shoulder are going to help to posteriorly translate the shoulder in front, which causes the impingement. Good. 3 sets of 15 of this one as well. Mm-hmm. Next, we're going to work on more shoulder stability for people, especially overhead athletes. So we're going to take a kettlebell. You're going to put it straight up in the air, lock out your elbow, and you're going to keep your head nice and still, but try to push your bicep towards your ear. And you're going to hold this 30 seconds, 3 times. Make sure your elbow is locked out. Where? Yeah. You can also turn this upside down.
You want me to bottoms up it?
Yeah.
Oh, geez.
Harder.
Yeah, it's harder.
Harder this way if you try to have to stabilize it in the air. Good. Elbow completely locked out, shoulder straight, and you're trying to push through the shoulder blade up toward the ceiling.
Oh, yeah. So you're almost doing like an overhead shrug.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Good. Next, we can, more kettlebell stuff. You could take the kettlebell in your hand, hold it 90-90, same thing. You could do bottom up to make it harder, and then you can just walk with it back and forth.
Ooh. So just keep it here.
Yep. Mm-hmm. And try to stabilize in that range, and then just walk.
That's a good one. I like that one.
So last one we're going to do are T's. So you're going to lay on your stomach, more posterior activation. Let the weights hang. You're going to squeeze your shoulder blades together and then bring your arms out toward the side and then relax. You don't want it to come directly from the shoulder first. You want to make sure that you're activating middle traps and rhomboids and then you're squeezing. So I'm going to want you to hold 5 seconds and then come back down. You're You're going to do 2 sets of 10 with 5-second holds.
All right, that was our shoulder mobility with Jackie. Jackie, thank you so much for helping us out. Keep watching our videos, like, comment, and subscribe, and keep mobilizing it.